Hi, David.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Myers.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So, you know John Smith, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, so he told me that you had done a training for him recently and that he absolutely loved it. He also mentioned, though, that the only thing he would have probably changed was just having food at the events. So that's why he gave me your number to get in contact with you.
All right, that sounds right.
Okay. So, just to start, I wanted to make sure that we still have 20 minutes. Is that right?
Unfortunately, I only have 10 minutes to talk
Okay,
today.
no problem. So just so we can make sure we stay on track then, I wanted to go ahead and set an agenda. I would like to discuss what it is you're currently doing with your event planning, how it's working for you, and if there's any way that I can be of help. And then if the next step is going to be to set another meeting. Is there anything you want to add to the agenda?
Nothing I can think of.
Okay, perfect. So during the meeting, is it okay that I take notes and ask some questions? You may not always want to answer them, and that's okay, but just ask some more detailed questions.
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay, and then at the end, can we agree to, if we think it's not a fit, go ahead and state that so we can go ahead and either move on or not?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome. Okay, so just to start, I want to know a little bit more about, who's in charge making the decisions. Is that you who's going to be making the decision on this, or is there somebody helping you?
No, it's only going to be me.
Okay, perfect. And when are you looking to do this change? When are you looking to add this change in?
Well, the busy season for taking on new clients is over the summer, so I start planning the events around February, and I would need to know if this is something we are interested in doing by then.
Okay. And do you want to, are you looking at anybody else for a solution, or?
Right now, you guys are the only ones who have approached us about doing our event planning. So we will hear you out and decide if it is something we like or not. I will probably decide if this is worth it to me.
Okay, sounds good. Is there any requirements that you have that you want us to meet?
Well, we would like you not to interfere with the training as planned, and you must set up and take down after the event is ended. Also, you must be responsible for your own travel expenses for all the trainings.
Okay, I think we can do that. And then is there an established budget that you have?
We are currently trying to stay within $2,000 for the training location,
Okay.
and food is around $50 if we offer anything. I would like to remain somewhere around that, maybe up to $3,000.
Okay. Perfect. So, just to get to know a little bit more about what you're currently doing, what are your methods for your event planning?
I do all the work myself. I set up before and after the events. I also research and book venues that will work for our trainings. It is pretty much all me doing it from start to finish.
Okay. And how much time do you spend doing all of that?
I usually spend between 3 and 5 hours researching, calling and booking the locations per event. And then I use about 2 hours before the event to set up and 1 hour after the event to take down and clean up.
Okay. So, how many events do you do a month?
I usually do around 2 for the summer months.
Alrighty. So, are you having any issues, any problems that you're having with the event planning?
I have an issue with enough time to prepare the day of.
Okay.
I just have to make sure I'm there at least 3 hours early so I can set up so that I have time to prepare and review the agenda for the day.
Okay. And are you having any other issues?
It's a hassle having to try and find new venues every time, and I hate having to show up so early when I could be getting other work done. Plus, I do not enjoy putting together food trays, so I usually just buy the cheap ones.
Okay. So how do you mentioned that you're not able to prepare as much as you would like for your events. How do you think that's affecting you throughout the day?
I definitely spend too much time thinking about the setting up,
Okay.
and if I did not have to do that, I would be much more prepared and could even add in more helpful information.
Yeah, absolutely. So you also mentioned that it's a hassle having to do the event planning process leading up to the day of. So finding the event and getting food prepared, all of that. How do you think that's affecting your business?
It just eats up a lot of my time. I don't get to put in as much effort or time into finding new clients.
Okay. So, if you didn't have to worry about being there early on the day of, and you didn't have to put in all the extra time, it would be helpful, is what I'm hearing. So, you're spending about 8 hours from what you said per event planning. How do you think that if you're doing two events, 2 days worth of work is affecting your business?
That is 2 whole days of work I would be getting back. I could probably use those days to start prospecting for a new client and consider taking on more training each month. Or I could even use that time to be home with my families more often.
Okay. And you mentioned that you'd be able to take on another client. How much do you typically make off of one client?
It varies, but on the low end, it's usually around $50,000.
Okay. So you said that you would be able to maybe take on two more clients during the summer. That's $100,000 a year. And so how do you think that would affect your business?
That would be huge for a company. I could worry less about money during our off season and could maybe even hire another person to help me with the business so I can have more time off with my kids.
Wow, yeah. So what I'm hearing basically is you don't enjoy the event planning side of your business. It's preventing you from being able to grow your business and revenue, and that you could potentially provide better service if you didn't have to do this. So is there anything I'm missing, or is that correct?
That's all correct, and I don't think you're missing anything.
Perfect. Okay. So if I told you that I think I could show you, I could solve all these issues, provide the benefits you're asking for, all within the range that you're wanting to spend, do you think that we could go ahead and set another meeting?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Okay. So let's try and set a meeting maybe next week. Does Tuesday work for you?
Yeah, I can do it on Tuesday at 3 p.m.
Okay. Tuesday at 3 p.m. We'll meet next week. Okay.
All right, yeah, sounds
It was
good.
great to meet you.
Good meeting you
Thank
too. Okay.
Yeah. That's going to be good.